The flip side about recognizing the personhood of mechanical life is realizing that sometimes people really suck. I'm Gayfesh, and today we'll be talking Star Trek Lower Decks, Season 3, Episode 7, A Mathematically Perfect Redemption. But before we get started, make sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell. Spoilers ahead. I'd actually forgotten about her, but my fellow dweller of the oceans, I am happy to announce the return of the world's worst adorable robot, Peanut Hamper. We find her exactly where we last saw her, abandoning the Cerritos to the Packlet attack in the Season 1 finale. She gets left behind in the debris field for who knows how long, and spends her days talking to a Wilson-style exocomp facsimile and scrounging together enough parts to build a makeshift warp engine. Just as she's finished making it, a Drukmani scavenger ship shows up to harvest the scrap, and she has to quickly warp out of there. The makeshift craft falls apart quickly, but lets her crash land on a primitive planet where everything is birds. The goats are birds. The turtles are birds. The snakes are birds. The people are birds. I will not make any Rick and Morty jokes because I am in recovery. The primitive people are called the Ariori, and their tribal leader takes in Peanut Hamper as an honored guest, despite the distrust of the rest of the village. She's incredibly rude to them as well, but quickly wins them over with her Starfleet medical knowledge, and she soon catches the eye of the tribal leader's son, Rado. Don't ask me how a bird and a robot have sex, but it sure happens. A lot. He takes her to a cave where she learns that the Ariori are not actually a pre-warp society, so she's not breaking the Prime Directive by being there. They were once spacefaring, but abandoned their technology because it led to war and destruction, leaving all their ships in the cave. Even though this absolves Peanut Hamper of the Prime Directive violation, she realizes that she still is AWOL from Starfleet and can't go back. But Rado and the others accept her even knowing her past, and she and Rado get married. At the wedding, the Drukmani Scavengers show up in the sky, and Peanut Hamper worries they tracked her here. They then announce that they're here to collect the Ariori ships in the cave because they are unused, but because the cave is underneath the trees they live in, it's creating a whole Avatar situation. She decides the best course of action is to send a distress call to the Cerritos, which arrives at maximum warp, eager to deal with their AWOL crew member who is now apparently violating the Prime Directive. They arrive in orbit just in time to see her perform some heroics and blow up the Drukmani ship herself. When Freeman beams down to confront Peanut Hamper, the entire village rallies around her to defend her and show how she's changed. Freeman is actually just about ready to accept her back on the crew when one of the Ariori ships flies up out of the ground. The Drukmani had beamed over before their ship was destroyed, and they accuse the Federation of trickery. Turns out, they arrived at the planet because Peanut Hamper alerted them to the ships and said they'd be easy pickings. She set the whole thing up so that she could be witness to doing heroics by the Cerritos and earn her mathematically perfect redemption.
Hey, that's the name of this episode!
And she would have gotten away with it too if it weren't for that meddling voice message they played back proving it was her. Rado is able to fight off the Drukmani by piloting another of the ships himself, and declares that they should not shun technology, but they should protect themselves and embrace their self-determination. Peanut Hamper, for her sociopathic manipulation and betrayal, gets locked in a vault dedicated to megalomaniacal computers at the Daystrom Institute, right next to Agamis, the other evil computer we've seen in the show's past. I don't think we've seen the last of either of them, as they share in some evil laughter as the camera pans out. And that's it for this week! Next week, we'll be getting a sequel to Crisis Point, the homage to all the Star Trek movie tropes, and I can't wait to see which ones they pull out. Let me know your thoughts about this episode and what you hope to see next week.
Can we talk about how this is the second episode in a row with 2 DS9 actors? We got J.G. Hertzler as the Drukmani captain, and we got Jeffrey Combs back as Agamis.
Be sure to like, subscribe, ring the bell, and share the video with your friends. Subscribe to my Patreon to get shouted out in future videos. Check out my Bandcamp for banging tunes, including all the tracks you heard in this video. Follow me on Twitter @GayestFesh, and don't forget to check out my podcast, The Rest of Both Worlds, where I go through Star Trek The Next Generation with a friend who's never seen it. Thank you to all my patrons, with a special shout out to Piftle Cakes and Renee Vorbeck. Your support is greatly appreciated. See you all in the next video.